Consider a weird quarrel that nearly resulted in a war between two great powers over a pig. Yes, that's right. The Pig War of 1859 was a real high-stakes international dispute triggered by the death of a single hog. What could bring two great nations to the brink of war over such a minor issue? Buckle in as we dig into one of the most bizarre instances in history, where diplomacy was tested by a farmyard incident, and a pig became the improbable spark for a dramatic geopolitical conflict. Welcome to the San Juan Islands, a calm and gorgeous archipelago in the Pacific Northwest that lies between the United States and British possessions. These islands were jointly occupied under the Oregon Treaty of 1846, which was intended to settle conflicts over the Oregon Country. The agreement fostered peaceful coexistence, but it left some ambiguity about the actual boundary between American and British rights to the territory. Life on the islands was mostly peaceful, but there were some underlying tensions. Settlers from both nations coexisted in a tenuous peace, broken by occasional disagreements over land and resources. The islands, with their difficult topography and abundant natural resources, were strategically significant, making them a source of strife despite their ostensibly tranquil aspect. The San Juan Islands were more than just a picturesque environment. They were a hotbed for geopolitical maneuvers. As the United States pushed westward and Britain retained its interests in the Pacific, the vagueness of the treaty allowed for misunderstandings and disputes, laying the groundwork for an incredible historical drama. In June 1859, an apparently trivial occurrence triggered a huge worldwide conflict. Charles Griffin, a British settler, discovered a pig from a neighboring American settler, Lyman Cutler, causing havoc in his potato patch. Potatoes were a crucial food supply for the settlers, and Griffin's crops suffered substantial damage. Griffin, frustrated by the wreckage, made a catastrophic decision. He shot the pig. The death of the pig was more than simply an act of rage. It marked the start of a chain of events that would culminate in a full-fledged diplomatic crisis. Cutler was enraged when he learned his pig had been slain. He claimed reparations from Griffin and the British authorities, regarding the incident as an affront to his property and dignity. However, the British attitude was dismissive, regarding the issue as a trivial grievance. This reaction simply stoked the flames, as Cutler and many Americans interpreted the episode as a major affront. Cutler's claim was supported by the American government, which argued that the pig's killing was a provocation worthy of compensation. The debate over the pig's death quickly drew in national interests, transforming a small squabble into a diplomatic issue of major importance. As emotions rose, the atmosphere in the San Juan Islands resembled a tense military standoff. The British authorities, led by Captain George Pickett, decided to bolster their position on the islands. They built defensive structures and mobilized troops, which the Americans interpreted as a dangerous escalation. In response, the U.S. sent troops to the islands under General William Harney. The entry of American forces was met by greater British military presence, resulting in a dramatic standoff in which both sides exhibited their strength while avoiding outright conflict. The San Juan Islands became the setting for a high-stakes game of military posturing. Troops from both countries clashed, each afraid of inciting a battle that neither genuinely wanted. The military buildup and subsequent stalemate generated a heated atmosphere, with the threat of an unintentional battle looming large. Local settlers were caught up in this stressful scenario, their daily lives interrupted by the presence of soldiers and the rising distrust. The battle was more than just a military or diplomatic matter. It also had an impact on the lives of the island residents. As the standoff continued, the absurdity of the situation became more evident. The prospect of conflict over such a minor issue underscored the necessity for a diplomatic settlement. Both the American and British administrations attempted to end the war through discussion rather than military action. Emperor Wilhelm I of Germany brought the matter to arbitration in August 1859, citing his impartiality and diplomatic ability. The emperor's intervention sparked optimism for a peaceful ending. The arbitration procedure entailed analyzing evidence and considering the larger context of the issue. In 1872, Emperor Wilhelm I issued a resolution awarding the San Juan Islands to the United States. This resolution successfully ended the Pig War with no guns fired. The British government approved the judgment. Therefore, the islands remained under American authority. The end of the Pig War demonstrated diplomacy's usefulness in settling international conflicts. The fact that the issue was resolved by negotiation rather than fighting highlighted the effectiveness of reasoned discussion in resolving even the most unique conflicts. Today, the Pig War is regarded as one of history's most unusual battles. The account of how a pig's death nearly triggered an international crisis serves as a reminder of the frequently arbitrary nature of political disputes, as well as the critical role of diplomacy in their resolution. The San Juan Islands, currently a quiet and scenic place, are a reminder of this incredible period in history. The Pig War, with its combination of military posturing, diplomatic intrigue, and local complaints, is still a fascinating example of how seemingly trivial actions may have far-reaching implications. Reflecting on this peculiar scenario, we can see how tiny events and large geopolitical interests can collide, resulting in unforeseen effects. The Pig War exemplifies the unpredictable character of history and the persistent need of diplomacy in resolving international problems. If you enjoyed this fascinating chapter of history, don't forget to like, subscribe my channel Silent Centuries, and hit the bell icon for more intriguing stories from the past. Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going.